Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. I'm Joanne Green, Director of Programs at University Recreation and Wellbeing, and a member of the Cougar Leadership Program team. On behalf of all of us that work with the Cougar Leadership Program, welcome to the 2013 Leadership and Engagement Awards of Distinction, the premier co-curricular awards program honoring student excellence at Washington State University.
Good evening. I'm Michael Schwartz-Oskar, Assistant Director at the Center for Civic Engagement, and also a member of the Cougar Leadership Program team. Since 1996, the students and staff of the Cougar Leadership Program have had the privilege of serving the university and our president in coordinating this annual program that features the President's Award for Leadership and Service, and, more recently, awards recognizing outstanding leadership from the university's student organizations. In 2012, this program featured the presentation of the President's Award for Leadership and Service, the ASWSU inauguration, and award presentation to student organizations and sports clubs. Tonight's program introduces another transformation of how we showcase leadership at Washington State University. As a testimony to our belief that civic engagement, service to our fellow students, and service to our local and global communities is leadership, the President's Award will now simply be known as the President's Award for Leadership. And we will include a merging of the categories once separate, this annual program and the one hosted by the Center for Civic Engagement. Finally, for those who have attended this program on a regular basis, the most visible addition is the expansion of our Gallery of Leadership located at the north side of the ballroom.
Before we get to some of the many formal elements of our program, we would like to invite up a couple of individuals whose leadership has helped many of us unite in our understanding of and demand for leadership excellence. And while they hold prominent leadership positions, consistent with the values of the Cougar Leadership Program, they are leaders not because of their positions, but because of the values they hold and the actions they demonstrate. Assistant Vice President for Campus Life, Kathleen Hatch, and ASWSU President, Kyle Erdman.
It's a pleasure to join Kyle tonight, a student who I admire a great deal. Good evening, everyone, and thanks again for coming. As Michael and Joanne have already alluded, tonight's program is both a culmination and a beginning of how we define leadership at Washington State University. Kyle and I started the year by asking a group of first-year students to lean in to their WSU experience, knowing that that would change their trajectory if they were engaged in developing themselves and others in collective leadership to create positive change for our community. It is clear that our awardees tonight have done just that. They have modeled special things about the Cougar spirit and about the Cougar community.
Kathleen, I would agree. Our awardees have done some amazing things for the community this past year. In recognizing their achievements tonight, we must also offer our thanks to so many individuals that have supported them in getting to Washington State University, as well as individuals who have enhanced the student experience. So Kathleen, before we begin, I'm going to ask my Vice President, Derek Skog, to escort Conan Campbell up to the stage, please. Sorry about that. So for those of you who don't know, Conan Campbell is the director for student involvement, and he's been the advisor for Derek and myself and ASWSU for multiple years now. Conan is leaving Washington State University for bigger and better things. We are sad to see him go, but with the help of President Dr. Floyd, we have a proclamation here for Conan Campbell, so I'll read it to you all this evening. So on behalf of I, President Elson S. Floyd, do hereby proclaim the great pleasure and all the powers invested in me as April 19th, 2013 is Conan Campbell Day at Washington State University. Tonight, we will recognize over 40 outstanding faculty, staff, organizations, and individual graduate and undergraduate students studying here in Pullman, and an acknowledgement for their acknowledgement for their efforts to make WSU a better place. Will this past year's 42nd ASWSU Senate please stand and be recognized for your work this year? I know Derek Skog and I would agree that without the ASWSU committees that we have, there would be a tremendous hole in the student experience. From APAS to Student Legal Services, we have some of the best student leaders right here in Pullman, and their hard work should not go unnoticed. So if you are a chair or an officer for an ASWSU committee, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I would also like to ask leaders from the Residence Hall Association, IFC, Panhellenic, and GPSA to stand and be recognized on a groundbreaking year for your organizations. And last but not least, this brings me to the 2012-2013 executive staff for ASWSU. This was an unforgettable year. We did a lot to serve the students, and Derek and I could not have done it without our amazing team. This year, we gathered presents for children in the Pullman community during Christmas time with the Cougs Give Back event. We organized a lobby team that fought for our higher education, and believe me, Olympia heard our message when we brought over 100 students to the Capitol. We did not 30, but 60 days of Pullman. We finally started the construction of a park on College Hill. We attended, funded, and volunteered for events because our mindset all year was we serve you. Like Amanda Hatfield would say, Gerd, we got a lot of things done this year. So will the 2012-2013 ASWSU executive team please stand for an unforgettable year with ASWSU? So as old news, we now open the doors for next year's team under the leadership of Taylor Hennessy and Kevin Massimino. Taylor and Kevin, the students that stood up here tonight, represent a small portion of the student leaders that you will work with next year. I wish you all the best of luck, and if you guys can do your oath of office without messing up tonight, well, you're already doing better than Derek and I did last year. Thank you all very much for letting me serve as your ASWSU president. It has been an honor. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite up incoming ASWSU President Taylor Hennessy, Vice President Kevin Massimino, and ASWSU Chief Justice Brene Bowman to administer the oath of office.
Hi, guys. Please raise your right hands and repeat each phrase after me to take the oath of office as the 2013-2014 ASWSU Executive Officers. Thank you. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of my office and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Associated Students of Washington State University. Awesome. Good luck, guys.
Good evening, everyone, and just thank you all so much for coming out tonight and really celebrating the myriad different groups we have here on campus and the success we've had in this 2012-2013 school year. Taylor and I are extremely excited and honored to be up here tonight. We just want to share a few quick words with you, and so we can get on to the rest of the evening. We've been blown away throughout the past months from the time Taylor and I decided to run for these offices and become the next ASWSU president and vice president of this great university. Just by the support, not only by our loving family who is here tonight, our incredible friends, our significant others, our fraternity brothers, but just by the community as a whole. It's really been an honor to see what a tremendous university we're really a part of. And something that I think we're really excited about, just briefly tonight to talk about, is we have now the opportunity, the tremendous opportunity, to work with so many amazing student groups that are here tonight represented and their great works. But not only that, but to build on the foundation that has been laid upon us by other great leaders, many of them here tonight. And so I think that's a tremendous opportunity while we can do that, while simultaneously showing this organization, this school, and really this community some of our fresh new ideas and all together making next year as good as it can be. So thank you so much for tonight. I'll toss it over to Taylor, and go Cougs.
Kevin kind of stole a lot of what I was going to say, but to build off that, I think one of our main reasons for running is because we realize that there's a niche out there. It's not so much what we can do for each other, but what we can do with each other. And that's kind of the mantra that we're running with this year. We realize that there are a lot of great student leaders out here in different organizations from across campuses. They're going to be coming back and helping us, not only inside of ASWSU, but also when we need to get some resources out there and working to cooperate and make sure that the students have their voices heard. And we're looking forward to that opportunity. I would be kind of aside, without even congratulating the President's Award recipients this evening, it's really a huge honor and kind of a culmination of what you've been able to accomplish in your 3, 4, and some of you that are lucky enough, like myself, to have 5 years at WSU. So congratulations to you and your family that have made it out here this evening. I really do. It's a great award, and we're looking forward to that. But I would also like to thank 2 individuals that have kind of really been a mentor to myself and Kevin, those 2 being Kyle Erdman and Derek Skog. I'd like to give them a round of applause real quick one more time. It is a year-long administration, and so often not, what we have to do is we have to build off of one another. They've really laid the foundation for us and built an organization into something that we can all be proud of, and we look forward to working and creating some of their successes and turning them into our own and making our own spin on it. So thank you, gentlemen, and we look forward to working and serving all the students.
Congratulations again on your recent election to serve our students. We wish you the best of luck. At this time, we invite you to view our gallery of student leadership, which is over to my left. This gallery showcases the leadership and service activities accomplished by clubs, courses, and other students throughout the year. We invite you to hear about the phenomenal work students have achieved. Enjoy mingling, and please help yourself to some food. We have a few minutes, about 20 to 30, before we continue with the program.
Well, good evening, everyone. Let me start by introducing myself. I have the great pleasure of serving as president of Washington State University. My name is Elson Floyd. This is my 6th year here at WSU, and I must tell you, it's been an amazing 6-year experience. This is my 15th year as a university president, and previously I was president of Western Michigan University, and from there I went to the University of Missouri, and now I'm at WSU, the best institution in the country. And it is the best university in the country. I'm not scheduled to be on the program in terms of making remarks, but I simply could not make some comments to our students this evening. When I came here some 6 years ago, it was abundantly clear to me that there was something very special, very unique about Washington State University. And some 6 years later, I know exactly what's special, what's unique about this university, and it's our amazing students. This evening, you will see some of our student leaders, but I must tell you, they represent just the tip of an incredible iceberg of student leadership that we have here at WSU. We are so privileged to have this group of students here this evening, and those students who preceded them and those students who will follow them. And as a university president, it's a great, great joy for me not to be worried about student government elections, because I know that we're going to end up electing the best and brightest, because the field of competition is just simply that. And so we haven't gone wrong, and I suspect that we never will go wrong in the future. Over the last couple of days, we have been welcoming any number of new students to our university, students who've made the decision to come here and students who are still contemplating where they want to go. I'm not quite sure what the decision-making matrix is for them, because it seems to be a no-brainer to come to Washington State University, as all of you have done that. But I also need to send a very clear shout out to the parents and other supporters who are in the audience. You see, when your sons and daughters and nieces and nephews came to Washington State University, they came with a confidence and a trust that you inculcated in us. And that was that we would do everything within our power to nurture, support, and sustain them, and to develop them not only academically, but also socially, and to be a part of this amazing institution. And at the very end of the day, it was a covenant of trust that you had in us. And each and every day, we do all that we possibly can to maintain that level of trust. For you began the journey for your sons and daughters and others early on. And you then asked us to pick up the distance as they came here and matriculated at WSU. But it's all about a partnership. It's all about the nature of the relationship that we have in place. And we think constantly about our students. And we want to make sure that they have the best experience imaginable. And I find myself so privileged, and I pinch myself each and every day to have been given the unique opportunity and privilege to serve as president of Washington State University, an amazing place. Thank you, parents. Thank you, supporters. And most importantly, thank you, students, for all that you do. And now it's up to Joanne Green to take on the program. Joanne, thanks very much for your leadership as well.
Thanks, Dr. Floyd. We really appreciate having you here today. And thanks also for all of your support and leadership development on campus. And I'd like to invite up Melanie Brown, the Director for Civic Engagement, the Centers for Civic Engagement on campus here, another member of our Cougar Leadership Program team, to introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you very much, Joanne, and good evening, everyone. I'm an old enough member of the Cougar Leadership team that I need my glasses, so excuse me. As you heard earlier, the Center for Civic Engagement has previously hosted an annual recognition program to acknowledge and celebrate the civic engagement of our faculty, staff, students, and community partners. At that event, we were frequently honored to host former Secretary of State and WSU alum, Sam Reed, to help recognize the importance of leadership and public service. That tradition continues tonight as we welcome, for her first official visit to Washington State University, Washington's 15th Secretary of State, Kim Wyman. Elected in 2012, Secretary Wyman is only the second woman to be Secretary of State in Washington's history. Before becoming secretary, Kim served as Thurston County Auditor for 12 years, overseeing the county's elections, licensing, recording, and financial services. During her tenure, Thurston County's Auditor's Office won 4 National Achievement Awards, as well as 5 Government Finance Officers Association Certificates of Achievement. Secretary Wyman is a graduate of California State University, Long Beach, and holds a master's degree in public administration from Troy State University in Alabama. She's past president of the Washington State Association of County Auditors, a member of the Lacey Rotary Club, and, like our students, involves herself in a number of community organizations. Kim resides in Lacey with her husband, John, and their 2 children. Please join me in offering a warm Cougar welcome to our Secretary of State, Kim Wyman.
Well, tonight is my first time on campus here at WSU. I have to confess, unlike my predecessor, I am not a former Coug. You kind of got that. I am a little disappointed that I heard no shout out for Long Beach State. So I kind of look at my role here in Washington State as being Switzerland in the whole WSU, UW. I'm just neutral, and I think that's a good, safe place to be. But I kind of like your campus better, but don't tell them, because, you know, it feels like home. I just like it much, much better, so. And I'm trusting that you're going to edit that out, so when the UW people see it, they won't get bent out of shape. Okay. Well, it is truly an honor to be here for this awards ceremony, and I thank you for the invitation. My talking points tonight really are going to focus on how important it is to be not only a leader, but involved in your community, and the impact that small things can really have on a greater community and have on you. And I know as I look around this room that I'm preaching to the choir when I say that, so it's going to be fun to share a little bit. When our office talks about civic engagement and certainly youth voting, which is a really high priority, the college civics tour is a really cornerstone part of that, and we feel really committed to it because I'll tell you, we believe that as I look around at so many 18 to 25-year-olds in this room, that you are not only the future, but you need to be engaged. And I know most of you probably are. Now, I want you to warm my heart. How many of you are registered to vote? That's beautiful. Thank you. That makes me feel good. And it is not only, and I'm going to get to this at the end of the speech, but you know, being registered to vote is one piece. Actually casting that ballot in elections is really the important part, and you really have a huge impact on our state and your local community when you're engaged. Even if you are an out-of-state resident, being involved with your community back home and voting is really important. So when we were preparing this speech, we really have sort of three key points to, you know, habits to develop to be a good leader and to be engaged in your community. And this really follows the model that I heard that you have here on campus, and let me make sure I have it right, the social change model of leadership, which is group, self, and society. And these three habits really are in line sort of with what I believe is really important. So first is being involved and informed in your community. Clearly these shining stars that we have before us are doing that. And it's from the simple things of, you know, working for a nonprofit, helping with a food drive, to doing a big event, or simply being engaged maybe in your local politics, being involved with the student body, or maybe getting on a local campaign this year for mayor or city council or school board. All of those things are really important, not only because it makes your community better, but it connects you with people in a really powerful way when you are part of something bigger than yourself. And I really feel strongly about leadership that when you're involved with, say, the United Way or the Rotary Club or whatever organization really inspires you, you not only are making a difference by giving back to that community, you're connecting and understanding your community better by being around those people, the leaders in your community. And if you happen to choose the path of public service like I did, it's going to make you better at making policy decisions. Because when you're sitting on that board and trying to decide what you're going to do for the Duck Dash, for your Lacey Rotary Club, and you're going to raise money for local groups, and you're sitting next to the school board president or maybe even the superintendent of the school district, and you're sitting next to the business leaders and all the leaders in the community, those decisions are going to be much more in touch with that community because you're connecting with it. So continue what you're doing with that community service, and I hope that you make it part of your professional life and your future, because it's a critical element and it just makes our communities better. The second area is developing personal habits and just developing that leadership model, which is in line with the self part of your social change model here at WSU. When you do make that transition from being a student to being in the workforce, it's critical to keep this as part of your professional development, is being connected to these organizations that make your communities better. And like I said, I think it's drawing from that exposure to the formal leadership opportunities when you are sitting at a city council meeting maybe, or a county commissioner meeting where you're going to testify about a land use proposal. Okay, that sounds like really, really boring public policy, doesn't it? Okay, sorry, I'll try to make it more exciting, and I can't. So when you're involved in your community, it's important that you're getting that connection, because you're not only making your community better, but you're moving it forward, and you're moving your career forward, even if it's in those volunteer capacities. And I would say that your responsibility in that is really bringing your best self there. And as many of you are now transitioning to the workforce, it's the simple things that you're going to hear about getting ready for a job interview or whatever, of dressing the part, knowing about the organization, showing up to that interview, not only sharing with them what you know about their organization, but what you're going to do for it, and how your experience, and hopefully it's a lot of community service that you got here at WSU, how that experience is going to make their organization better, and how you want to help move it forward. Because that's what leaders are looking for, is people that are going to move their organization forward, and that they can help move forward in their career. So if you're young and you're in an organization, they want to help you be better too. So it's a two-way street, and you have this grand opportunity to be better. And then do all those formal things that your grandma taught you. Send thank you notes. They do matter. Handwrite them. Email doesn't count. Twitter doesn't count. Texting doesn't count, just for the record. And those networks, you'll be amazed at how much and how powerful they'll be down the road. And then, of course, I'm going to end on something that is near and dear to my heart, and I mentioned in the beginning, voting. To tell you how committed I am to this, for the last, I think, 15 years, my personal license plate has been vote, because I feel like it's really important. And I say that as we're coming into an election cycle that will have the lowest turnout of the 4-year cycle. So what's interesting, and I'm an election geek if you didn't know that, go back about 20 years in the field, and last year we saw the highest turnout, record turnout, across the country for the presidential race. I'm sure most of you, like me, were sick of seeing the ads and the stuff in your mailbox. Everybody turned out. Washington State had 86% turnout. We came out in droves, and what's ironic to me is the lowest turnout election we'll have will be this fall in August, for the primary election, when we're electing our city council members and our school boards and our fire commissioners and those local offices. And the irony is, the President of the United States, while very important, and we respect the office and respect the role that it has in our politics, at the end of the day, the President of the United States really doesn't affect our daily lives that much. But the school board members affect the books your kids read in school. Our city council members really affect how fast you get to drive on the roads and what the quality of those roads look like. Our fire district commissioners decide how long it's going to take a first responder to get to you when you need help. And ironically, the number of people that will vote and elect those representatives is the lowest of the next 4 years. So we are letting the minority of our community and our state pick the people that lead it forward. So I guess my words, I hope, will inspire you and get you to consider it, and I'll leave you with this note, especially the younger voters. In fact, I'll ask the question, how many people in this audience are perfect voters, have never missed an election since they registered to vote for the first time? Okay, now I want if you are under 30, I want you to look around the room. Keep your hands up. Okay, now get that mental picture. Because 18 to 25-year-olds, except in Washington, you're actually pretty good above the national average. 18 to 25-year-olds participate in the lowest numbers around the country. The people in the demographic of, say, 60 and over participate about 80% of the time, 90% of the time they're participating. So if you don't vote, they're voting for you. And I'll put an even scarier idea on it. I haven't missed an election since 1980, with one exception, because Los Angeles County couldn't get me a ballot overseas. So I vote every time. So the good news is, if you are aligned with me politically, and you have the same values and priorities and political leanings, I have got your back, because I don't miss an election. I vote every time. So if you want to, slack off and not vote, it's great because you just floated I call it floater voter. You floated your power over to me. And I bet that could be said for every person that raised their hand in this room. If you don't, however, you've given me your power, and I get to make the decision on your behalf. So if you walk away with nothing else tonight, I hope you think about it. And in August and November, when we have elections in our state, I hope you participate. And if you're from another state, I hope you get an absentee ballot and vote back home, because it's important, and it really does make a difference. And no matter what you hear about it not, it's probably the most significant thing you can do to affect your community. So I really want to thank you for all of the time and leadership you've shown. For each one of you has, I'm sure, a very powerful story, and I'm looking forward to seeing the awards and hearing those stories tonight. Keep doing what you're doing. You are far ahead of where I was at the same age, and I look for great things from you in the future. And thank you very much for having me tonight.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and thanks for your words tonight. It is an honor to have you with us. In appreciation of your visit, we would like to offer our first President's Award of the evening to you. Our relationship and interaction with your office has been critical over the years, and we hope will be for the years to come. And so we offer you this honorary President's Award for you to display proudly in Olympia. President Floyd and Melanie, will you please join the Secretary for the presentation? You can clap again. It was a good speech. All right.
And now on to the presentation of President's Awards. As you heard earlier, this evening we will be recognizing a variety of outstanding individuals and organizations within the WSU community with the President's Award for Leadership. Before we recognize this year's awardees, we know that we have some distinguished past winners with us to celebrate our new inductees. If you are a past winner of a President's Award, could you please stand to be acknowledged? Thank you. We are honored to have you with us tonight.
Before announcing the individual student award winners, which as I look at some of these people, I am honored to actually be able to call some of them my friends. It's really gratifying. Oh, yeah. All right, thank you, AD. We will present awards to community partners, faculty and staff, and student groups. As a land-grant institution where we get these beautiful Pullman hills where you get to work out your calves, Washington State University has a long-standing commitment to the communities of this state. And each year, hundreds of community organizations work with WSU students, faculty, and staff to improve the world around us. Many of our student awardees this evening have achieved their success in part because of the opportunities for learning provided by our community partners. And so let us begin by honoring two community organizations that support Washington State University through their outstanding contributions to the WSU student experience, providing opportunities for involvement through mentoring programs, recreation programs, youth and senior initiatives, and much more. And as we read these, please wait until we have finished announcing the entire award before coming forward.
Our first honoree tonight and the recipient of the 2013 President's Award for Leadership is Pullman High School. Unfortunately, our acceptee cannot be here tonight, but we'd still like to recognize Debbie McNeil from Pullman High because of her individual efforts to engage WSU students. As an English teacher, Debbie has taken the initiative to establish an academic mentoring program, bringing university and high school students together. Pullman High School has provided a growing number of opportunities for WSU students to act as guides, role models, and co-learners with high school students, establishing mentoring relationships with mutual benefits of persistence and academic success. As one WSU mentor put it, it's really for the high school students and building a bond that helps them achieve what they want, but mentoring has also had a huge impact on me. Thank you to Debbie and Pullman High School.
Our second community partner is with us this evening and is the City of Pullman Parks and Recreation. Accepting the award is Megan Vining, Recreation Supervisor for the City of Pullman and longtime member of the CCE Advisory Council. A graduate of WSU, Megan's community-based learning experiences as a student have influenced her to intentionally connect the work of Pullman Parks and Rec to the civic leadership development of WSU students. For many years now, Megan and her colleagues at Parks and Recreation have provided many hundreds, if not thousands, of WSU students with opportunities to be meaningfully involved in the Pullman community as coaches, officials, instructors, referees definitely, and other positions that promote the recreation and development of children and youth. Thank you, Megan and Pullman Parks and Recreation. As with the community partners, 3 faculty and staff honorees this evening represent distinct ways in which mentors and leaders within the university community challenge students to grow, become more culturally competent, and find their leadership capabilities. Our first awardee is a member of the WSU faculty, Dr. Faith Lutz. Dr. Lutz is an associate professor in the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology. For the past 2 years, Dr. Lutz has incorporated civic engagement into her Violence Towards Women course, providing the opportunity for students to go beyond their coursework and experience community programs that advocate for victims of violence. This academic year, Dr. Lutz arranged a prison debate program that teamed WSU students and student inmates to explore complex issues through debate. Dr. Lutz's courses challenge students to think outside of the scope of their current understanding of the criminal justice system, and the Prison Debate Project provided access to the unique environment of a medium security prison. These experiences have been transformative for both the students and community partners involved. Thank you, Dr. Lutz.
Our next honoree is WSU staff member Kim Barrett. Kim is active on and off campus, serving to improve campus community relations with Pullman Police and as a multicultural liaison with the mayor's office, while excelling in her role as program support specialist at the Women's Resource Center. Kim has been an ally and an advisor to students at GSORC and in various student organizations, taking the time necessary to help students learn how to lead and affect change. Kim pushes students to grow and become aware of important issues, and her nominator commented that she epitomizes the President's Leadership Award and what it's all about. Thank you, Kim.
Our final awardee in this category is WSU instructor Mary Garcia in the Department of Human Development. And I'll look towards the camera for this one because Mary is watching us from Colorado and we're live streaming this event. Mary teaches WSU online students and for years has included a significant service learning project in her Families in Poverty course. Since 2005, over 1,000 online students have completed 18,000 hours of service for families in poverty, mostly in Washington State. Beyond the direct service work, Mary works hard to deepen the student experience through reflection and assist students as they explore this complicated topic. Perhaps the most telling sign of Mary's exceptional leadership occurs at the end of each semester when students who typically have said, there's no way I can do this, I have a full-time job as many online students do, I don't have time. At the end, they'll say, I am going to continue working with this organization no matter what, because I love it so much. And that is definitely a testament to Mary's leadership. Accepting the award on Mary's behalf is Kristen Koenig from the Center for Civic Engagement.
And now on to our student organization awardees. And joining Dr. Floyd to present awards is Brian Sheffield, Associate Director for Student Involvement and also a member of our Cougar Leadership Program team.
Yeah, Brian.
Through group membership and participation, WSU students lead to effect positive change. Group leadership can amplify the efforts of individuals and create significant collective impact. Student organizations recognized by the President's Award for Leadership exemplify the notion that we can accomplish more together than we can accomplish alone. As we announce the recipients of awards, please wait until we've finished our description of the award before you come up, please. Our first group award winner are the Student Alumni Ambassadors. The success of this talented group of students is in their collective abilities to connect WSU students and alumni through a variety of creative programs. The group works to maintain the heritage and traditions of WSU with the Homecoming Bonfire and Pep Rally, provides current students the opportunity to network through the annual Dinner with 10 Kooks, and supports social responsibility through blood and food drives. SAA members are encouraged in their leadership development and in their opportunities for engagement through these and many other activities. The accomplishments of SAA in service to the university and the community are a tribute to these dedicated student leaders. Accepting the award on behalf of SAA is Devin Chikunu. And would any members of the SAA in the audience please stand as Devin comes up to accept the award?
The second student group awardee is the Pan-Hellenic Council. Sororities at WSU are among the nation's finest, and this has much to do with the leadership of the Pan-Hellenic Council. The council pushes leaders to inspire others and encourages a lifelong commitment to community and chapter values. The council actively courts younger leaders to emerge while organizing and promoting service and philanthropic efforts, educational programming, academic success, recruitment, and the general well-being of the women and sororities within the Greek community. The council works on the national level as well and has won awards for its work. And tonight we honor them for their ongoing commitment to excellence in the Greek community. Would any members of the Pan-Hellenic Council in the audience please stand? And accepting the award on behalf of the council is Lindsay Wright.
The third student group awardee is the Coalition for Women Students. Founded in 1912, the Coalition for Women Students, or CWS, has been a campus leader in heightening awareness of important social and political issues. The group is comprised of 5 groups: the Association of Pacific and Asian Women, the Black Women's Caucus, Mujeres Unidas, the Native American Women's Association, and the YWCA of WSU. Responsible for a variety of important campus programming, including Take Back the Night, Racial Justice Conference, Building Bridges, and the MLK Mural Project, just to name a few. As CWS celebrates its 100th anniversary, we honor this group tonight and thank them as they continue to fight for equality and justice. Would any members of CWS in the audience please stand? And accepting the award on behalf of CWS is Brittany Rogers.
Our fourth and final student group award, and guys, I'll try to get this right, is the Colonel Galileo Basio Squadron Arnold Air Society. How'd I do? Okay, keep working on it. The Colonel Galileo Basio Squadron of the Air Force ROTC takes seriously its duty to serve and improve the quality of life in communities near and far. Last Thanksgiving, squadron members dedicated over 1,200 hours gathering food and constructing 200 care packages for men and women serving in Afghanistan. The group intentionally fosters leadership, responsibility, and cultural awareness in its newer members, who are also invited to create their own plan to serve the community. The many public activities implemented by this group help to raise awareness of veterans as they improve the local community. The group's motto, "Bold in the Doing," has been well executed in their deserved recognition today. Would any members of the Arnold Air Society in the audience please stand as Joshua Garvinson comes to accept the award on their behalf.
And now we'll move on to our individual awardees. This year, an elite class of 36 undergraduate and graduate students have been selected for their exemplary leadership and service to the university and its surrounding communities. Involvement that is congruent with the university's values of inquiry and innovation, character, teamwork, and diversity. We'd like to welcome Kyle Erdman up to the stage to help us present these awards. And as we announce this year's recipients, please hold applause as we'll present a short bio for each awardee, perhaps something a nominator has shared about the recipient. And awardees, as we call your name, please come forward for your award. We will begin our student awards by recognizing 4 outstanding graduate student leaders. Our first is Erin Hightower. Once a Coug, always a Coug. Erin finished her undergraduate degree a few years ago, then came back to get a master's in agriculture. For nearly a decade, Erin has demonstrated a commitment to her sorority, to 4-H state and local organizations. She has certainly had an impact on the Cougs that have followed her. Congratulations.
Alicia Kishonis. Described as a natural leader and versatile researcher, Alicia also distinguished herself as a student leader and advocate for improved services within the Crop and Soil Sciences Department.
Madi Salavatian. A graduate engineer in composite materials, Madi is described as an excellent student and successful leader who brings out the best in his colleagues. His continuing commitment to his field and fellow students culminated in the establishment of a chapter of the prestigious association in his field. Congratulations, Madi.
Cassandra Song. As chair of the student chapter of the American Pharmacists Association, Cassie was often called upon to represent the School of Pharmacy and the university, exhibiting the poise and communication skills she is well known for, along with her sound judgment and innovative thinking. She is destined to become one of WSU's outstanding alumni and a leader in her field. Congratulations. As we begin with acknowledging our undergraduate recipients, we would like to invite ASWSU President Kyle Erdman, and I already started saying it, so there you are. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Kyle. Our first winner is Ryan Bay. As the executive president of Residence Hall Association over the past year, Ryan has earned praise for how he has engaged members of the association and the Residence Hall representatives. It can't be easy trying to run an organization that is home to literally 4,000 18 to 22-year-olds. Congratulations.
Caitlin Bailey. One of the quieter One of the quieter leaders among the ASWSU staff, Caitlin's work ethic and sense of responsibility speak volumes about her character. She has also excelled in her field of sociology and will be listed as a co-author on a forthcoming paper on transnational families.
Michael Blankenship. The lead student ambassador for the WSU Vancouver campus, Michael has been active in diversity issues. He has earned high praise for his professionalism, poise, and support of others. Congratulations.
Taya Brown. Taya has been active locally and globally in improving agricultural food systems, working with our own Tukey Farm, with state associations, and last year traveled to Rwanda to work on a food hydration system. Taya is a true measure of WSU's impact in the world. Congratulations.
Tremaine Frazier. A longtime member of the Coalition for Women's Students, one of the charter members of her sorority, and a mentor through MSS, Tremaine, one nominee wrote, is defined by her strength and character.
Adrian Gonzalez.
AD.
AD has served in ASWSU, in his fraternity, Kook Guys and Gals, the Center for Civic Engagement, and will serve as an orientation counselor this coming summer. We echo the thoughts of one nominator who wrote that his daily efforts towards getting others involved are an inspiration to all. Congratulations, AD.
Alejandro Gonzalez. A student senator, president of OMT Latino fraternity, and mentor, Alejandro has also served as the battalion adjutant, leading over 100 students in our Navy ROTC program. Oh, and he is a husband and father as well. We are proud of your service to WSU and the country.
Thomas Hammett. Thomas has been praised for his quick thinking, organizational skills, and responsibility, qualities he's put into practice with his fraternity and larger community, including his roles in Sigma Phi Epsilon and the Interfraternity Council. Congratulations, Thomas.
Tristan Hannon, son of a fellow Coug and one of the most sought-after legislative advocates in the state, Tristan's success in his residence life as ASWSU's lobbyist over the past 2 years does not come as a surprise, except perhaps to those who doubt that students can have an impact in Olympia. Dad, you may have to make room for a partner. Accepting the award for Tristan tonight is Amanda here. Okay, Tristan couldn't join us tonight. Congratulations, Tristan.
And our next awardee, Jaleesa Harris, also can't be here tonight. Jaleesa has been an active member and participant in the Center for Civic Engagement as a mentor in MSS, as a student senator, and has even spent time in the KZUU radio station as a DJ and as a Cable 8 host. She is praised for her genuine concern for others and drive for action, which has led to work with others to form a nonprofit organization to help teens.
Amanda Hatfield. Staff and students commend Amanda for her work ethic, compassion, and her commitment to her academic and professional goals. As an officer in ASWSU for 2 years, mentor, and former student athlete, Amanda is certainly a role model for excellence. Amanda also could not join us tonight for the award. Congratulations, Amanda.
Kelly Hennessy. Kelly has contributed to others locally and globally, volunteering for Habitat for Humanity, serving through her sorority, through Shriners Hospital, and has even traveled with a WSU delegation to Guatemala to help perform cleft lip and palate surgeries. She took her second trip over for spring break and is destined to continue making a global impact. Congratulations, Kelly.
Marissa Heiss. Marissa has been praised for her energy and commitment to bringing together groups that have historically been separate. The results of her efforts will be felt for years to come. No doubt we will see more of her work in the coming year. Congratulations.
Jordan Marie Hofer. Praised for her skills as captain of WSU's mock trial team and director of ASWSU's Student Legal Services program, Jordan is also commended for her down-to-earth presence. The service program is positioned for some great things because of the work Jordan and her team have done this year. Congratulations.
Nicole Hughes. An honors student, Nicole is given selflessly to her peers and the university community. As a leader in the Cougar Marching Band and Vox, the student group for Planned Parenthood, she has worked to entertain and be an ally for her fellow students. Congratulations.
Camilla Cafiafa. Through her own words, as a slam poet and as an organizational leader, Camilla inspires others to speak up and speak out about their struggles. She has become an agent of change on the Palouse. Congratulations.
Brianna Keaton. Described as an inquiring mind and a person who cares about others, Brianna has distinguished herself as a leader and mentor in the multicultural community and in the kinesiology program. Brianna is away on another leadership endeavor tonight, so accepting the award tonight on her behalf is Francisco Jesse Urbina.
Brianna Lisenby. Brianna will serve our online students as ASWSU online president in the upcoming year, but has already made an impact through her passion and the connection she has made between online students in the Pullman campus. Congratulations, Brianna.
Minor Lopez. Nominated because of his leadership roles in his fraternity and the Latino community, Minor has earned this award because of his impact in inspiring others to create a future for themselves and others. Congratulations.
Catherine Martucci. Catherine is an honors student and actively volunteers at the Seattle Humane Society. A compassionate, motivated student, Catherine's actions speak loudly about her desire to help others. Congratulations.
Kevin Massimino. Kevin has established himself as a difference maker and passionate member in the fraternity community and in ASWSU. He has helped raise funds for charitable causes and been an inspiration for Cougar Spirit. Congratulations.
Mike Madsen. Mike is admired for his energy and his excellent communication and interpersonal skills. Skills that have helped WSU's National Residence Hall Honorary become the National Organization's Chapter of the Year. Congratulations, Mike.
Cynthia Pham. In just 2 years at WSU, Cynthia has already made an impact in the WSU community. Through her involvement in fraternity and sorority life, ASWSU, the Student Book Corporation, and the multicultural community. She played a major role in registering fellow Cougs to vote in the 2012 election. Congratulations.
Jared Powell. Jared's qualities and respect among his peers led him to positions in ASWSU, within his fraternity, and as an ambassador for the campus. Staff and students acknowledge the professionalism and detail in his work, and he'll need it next year as ASWSU's Director of Finance. Congratulations, Jared.
Brittany Rogers. Brittany is described as someone who is motivated by her conviction and not recognition, driven by her passion to selflessly serve. Her most notable efforts have been for the Coalition for Women Students and Delta Sigma Theta. Congratulations.
Omar Rubio. As a former student senator, camp student, and an MSS mentor, as well as the executive director of multicultural affairs for ASWSU, Omar's work has impacted more students than he'll ever have the chance to meet. Others acknowledge his personal character, steady leadership, and commitment. Congratulations, Omar.
Derek Skog. A tireless advocate for students and issues important to him, Derek can always be counted on to have information on an issue and have an opinion that he's willing to share. Derek is acknowledged for his contributions to the university, the local community, and the state. Congratulations.
Aaron Trodson. A transplant from California, we can be certain that Erin will take plenty of Crimson Spirit with her wherever she goes. A four-year member of the tennis team, and more recently a student senator, as well as member of the University Recreation Advisory Board, Erin is a great example of the multiple lives many of our students lead. Congratulations, Erin.
Sarah Toomey. A passionate fighter for those in our community who have been marginalized by our society and those on campus with a smaller voice than others, Sarah has been an ally and friend to many, in addition to hosting a radio show, regularly participating in service projects, and serving on the ASWSU Senate. Congratulations, Sarah.
Ryan White. The man that's been seen everywhere. Ryan has been active in the Latino community with GLBTA, the Environmental Task Force, and even the Men's Rugby Club. His determination and solution-oriented mindset have made his programs a success. Congratulations, Ryan.
Sarah Wilcock. A leader among her peers in the College of Communication and the Cable 8 team, Sarah has earned praise for her leadership, tenacity, strong work ethic, and creative mindset. She served her peers in the university well as the personal assistant to Dan Rather during his visit through the annual symposium. Congratulations.
Danica Wixom. A gifted student among her peers in the Fine Arts program, Danica will be featured in a forthcoming research journal and will present her senior thesis at a Western Regional Conference. She has also impressed those working with her in the Student Entertainment Board as she has directed the group's efforts with the Compton Union Gallery. Congratulations, Danica.
And thank you, Dr. Floyd. For our final presentation this evening, we are honored to invite to the stage a colleague who will be making his final appearance at this annual event, Director of Student Involvement, Conan Campbell.
There have certainly been a lot of directors and ASWSU advisors between Virginia and myself, and I'll get to a little bit more about Virginia in a minute, but certainly none more remembered more fondly than herself. And so I'm honored tonight, perhaps for a final time, to present the Virginia E. Thomas Endowed Scholarship for Leadership, Coaching, and Mentoring. Now, I'll share a little bit about Virginia, but while I have the moment, I'll share a couple of things about the award itself and how it got started. About 5 years ago, I was invited by a number of colleagues here on campus who knew Virginia, and she was taken from WSU way too early in her prime by a terminal illness. But so I just had an opportunity to miss her gap here at WSU by about a year. And when I got the invitation to meet with them, They wanted to endow this scholarship, and those of us who know that sort of business, it takes a little bit of money to endow a scholarship and to make it be continuous in its term. It can't just be a one and done. Well, when I got an opportunity to meet with them, the scholarship had already been endowed. Questions about how to get it started, how to maintain it, were already answered. There was no questions about whether or not it was going to happen. It was just about how to make it real and how to make it come forth. So certainly her legacy has been maintained by those individuals, and her impact on those students is felt even today. So I'm proud again to be a part of that presentation. When asked about what she had learned throughout her life, Virginia said, "It's absolutely how you live your life that matters. No action is trivial. We can demonstrate our love and our care in the smallest of acts. And the accumulation of those small acts results in a lifetime of respect, admiration, dedication, and love. Those who come after us will want to know who we were, why we lived, and the way we did, and what our passions were." The Virginia Thomas Endowed Scholarship honors her passion for excellence, integrity, character, discovery, and service. As the director of the Leadership Center at Washington State University from 1995 to 2001, and founding director of what is now Student Involvement, the program I've had an opportunity to be a leader of, through 2003, Virginia served the university and its students in a variety of roles, including that as an ASWSU advisor. The endowed scholarship is presented to a continuing undergraduate student who has excelled in their efforts to impact student life at Washington State University, but more importantly, has excelled in the opportunities to lead and coach others to be better leaders, not simply themselves. This award includes a $1,000 scholarship and an invitation to be involved in some of the many programs that we do annually, many of the same programs, such as tonight's event, that were created and cultivated by Virginia. Established by, again, the colleagues that, Virginia's colleagues and friends and students, some of us who have been with us at the program in the past, and some are with us tonight. It's a proud honor to have them with us and acknowledge their contributions to making this award possible. To help me make the presentation, let me invite up a longtime colleague, a friend, and in fact, the individual who served as the chair of the selection committee that brought me from California to Washington State University, Kelly Brantner with the Alumni Association.
Thanks, Conan. I think this is the 5th year that I have been lucky enough to get to help present this award, and occasionally I've even done it without a tear in remembrance for the amazing impact that Virginia's left on this campus. She was an amazing person that gave unselfishly of her time and wanted to help the university be the best it could be, the best she knew it could be. She helped develop amazing leaders on campus, both student and staff, and to this day, when I'm faced with a tough decision, I cry, and then I ask myself, what would Virginia do? I'm just sad that she couldn't have met the amazing leaders we've seen tonight, and I'm sad you couldn't meet her.
Also, want to acknowledge the last year's recipient who's with us tonight. If we could acknowledge Timbo Pham, who's been a great advocate for the program this year. This year's recipient impressed with the committee with their experience and commitment to mentoring others as well as their own successes. They've been active in several organizations and on campus and as well as off campus, and are participating in the McNair Post-Baccalaureate program. Unfortunately, because it also comes with the President's Award, you've heard that this honoree is off campus tonight, actually representing Washington State University at a scholars reception and donor program in Seattle. This year's recipient of the 2013 Virginia Thomas Scholarship is Brianna Keaton, a junior, who will be with us next year. So, congratulations, Brianna.
President Floyd so poignantly touched upon earlier, this is the tip of the iceberg. You all are tremendous leaders, but there are so many other student leaders around this university, people, global campus students, who do so much to move our collective efforts forward. Thank you all so much for being with us to honor these outstanding individuals and groups tonight. The gallery was impressive, and it is heartening to see all the good work people are doing.
To all the honorees, organizations, and advisors, your engagement and service within the WSU community speaks loudly about who you are and about the friends you now have in an elite group. Leadership is not at all about the position, but instead about your actions. So lead on, and of course, go Cougs.